Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and my kitchen. It's been a long time since I've done a cooking video, so I'm gonna do some ground beef soup, and yeah, I'm just gonna do it my way. It's raining outside, kind of chilly, so I feel like it's a good night for soup. And Richard's still on his diet, but you know, hopefully he'll eat a little bit of it. But he don't eat tomatoes or onions, so I have to kind of substitute some of these things. But you guys, you know, use tomatoes and onions if, you know, that's what you guys want to do. So we have our ground beef. So like this, I went ahead and peeled 4 medium to small potatoes. And then I got the the mixed vegetables. This is just because I'm, you know, kind of lazy, and he's probably not going to eat it anyway, so it's just going to be for me. But it just has, you know, the green beans in it, carrots, and you could do it, you know, use fresh green beans, carrots, celery, peas, and corn, I think, in here. So, but I'm just going to use this. Now I am going to drain the water out of it and rinse it off before I put it in my soup. And then I have some tomato sauce instead of tomatoes, but you guys can use stewed tomatoes and then still add, you know, a small thing of tomato sauce. So there's that. And then I have a couple of cloves of garlic. So, and then I also have garlic powder, and I have just a little bit, well, I'm just only going to use a little bit of parsley. And then I have my noodles. I like to use the elbow noodles when I'm making my soup, but this is what I had. So, alright, so we're going to get started in frying up the hamburger meat and adding the the garlic. So let's get started. Okay guys, I was just browning my hamburger meat, and probably left out a few things, but anyway, so I'm browning my hamburger meat. I put in the garlic. Of course, you can add salt and pepper. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of my garlic powder too. I just like garlic flavoring. Optional. Don't have to do it if you don't want it, obviously. And so anyway, I'm going to let this get done, and then I'm going to drain it. So I'll be back. Okay guys, my hamburger meat is done. That's all that's in there. I drained it, put it back in the pan, and then I'm just going to add in my tomato sauce. Now I should have gotten a big can of tomato sauce. I really don't even know what I was thinking. But yeah, you want to get a bigger can than this. See how much this is 8 ounces. I would say get 16 ounces at the very least, because that's not going to be enough for soup. So I'm just going to have to add a little bit of water, as bad as I hate to. But you know what, guys, you can even add a little bit of ketchup to this if you don't have enough tomato sauce, or no tomato sauce at all. You can use ketchup, but I just added a little bit of water, so that's what it looks like there. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my potatoes, and I cubed them, you know, kind of small like that, so it wouldn't take very long. Add the rest of my potatoes, because this is really going to be the thing that takes the longest, just for your potatoes to get done. So I'm I'm gonna turn it up on high till it comes to a boil, and then let my potatoes get done. So that's what it's looking like right now. And oh, I think I forgot to mention, you guys, that fried cornbread too. Now you guys, y'all know you don't have to have, you know, if you don't eat fried foods, but you can actually use coconut oil to fry it in if you don't want that many calories, but I'm going to use just regular vegetable oil for mine. So you're going to need self-rising cornmeal. I use 1 egg and then a little bit of milk. So I'm going to show you guys how to mix that up while the potatoes are boiling. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how I do mine and how to mix the cornbread. So I just use the self-rising Martha White cornmeal, and I don't usually even use a measuring cup, but it depends on how much cornbread you want to make. Now you can do it like this as well and put it in the oven, but I'm just going to fry mine because I'm not going to want to make a big thing of cornbread since Richard's not, you know, he's on a diet, so this is just going to be for me. So let me turn y'all down a little bit. So just use a little bit of cornmeal, put in 1 egg, and a little bit of milk. Just mix it up. And you don't want it to be a very thick consistency, but you don't want it very thin either. I mean, you don't want it water, you know, water thin. That's obviously right there too thick. So I'm going to add a little bit more milk. And you can also, if you like sweeter cornbread, you can put a little bit of sugar in it. I do like mine a little sweeter when it's in the oven, but when it's just fried, I don't care for it sweet. So that's probably still a little too thick. I'm going to add just a tad bit more milk. So that ought to be good right there. So, and I already have my vegetable oil in my frying pan. So it's going to look like that. The consistency of like oatmeal or some really thick grits. You guys know what grits are. Do y'all eat grits where you are? I think we went somewhere. Where did we go? That didn't have grits and didn't know what grits were, and I think I ordered some for breakfast, and they were like, "What's grits?" But they didn't have sweet tea either. So anyway, y'all had sweet tea where y'all are? Okay, all right. Well, I'm waiting for my potatoes to boil, and in the meantime, I think I will go ahead and do the cornbread. So my vegetable, I hope, is hot enough. You really do want it hot before you put your cornmeal in here, but I'm just going to see. So I'm just going to kind of spoon it in here. Ideally, it would have already started cooking, but I guess it just wasn't hot enough. So I'm just going to put 2 little pieces of cornbread in here. Okay, so we're just going to let that sit right now until it starts cooking. It don't look pretty, but it's good. So, might have a tad bit too much vegetable oil in there too. Sometimes it's hard for me to judge. But as you can see, my soup is boiling away over here. The potatoes are getting done. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add, I'm jumping from one to another, I know, but I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables to it. And stir it in. I may actually have to add a little more liquid to it. Yeah, because I mean, you wouldn't have to add more liquid to it if you didn't want to add the noodles, but I may just not. I may not add noodles to it because that is just not enough tomato sauce. Sorry, you guys. I mean, I can add ketchup to it. I'm just going to see what it tastes like. See what it tastes like, the actual soup part tastes like before I add anything else to it. I'm going to add ketchup to this. So I'm going to add a little bit of ketchup to this just to flavor it up a little bit. I don't have a lot of ketchup. Just to add a little bit more flavor to it. Okay, so we're just gonna put all that in there. I was about out anyway, so it's okay. Alright, so anyway, just gonna stir that in here, and the potatoes still have to get done. They're not done yet. I'm just gonna let it simmer for a little bit. I'll go ahead and add my little parsley flakes. You don't have to do this. This is optional, obviously. But there you go. So, and that was just too easy. But like I said, you can, you know, do fresh carrots. You know, you can do the fresh carrots. You can do the, you know, the fresh peas. You can do the, you know, the corn. I don't think there's any onions. I know there's celery. You can do the celery pieces, but I just find it easier and quicker to do it this way. So there's that. Now, back to the cornbread. It's cooking really well, and it's also very big, so you have to be careful on, you know, how much you actually put. So I'm gonna turn them if I can without burning myself, and that's what they look like. So good. Looks almost like a pancake, kinda. I think I'm gonna have way too much for just me, but Moon Pie likes them, so I'll just turn this one over. This grease is really hot, so you guys, you gotta be careful. Be very careful. Turn it down a little bit. So I'm gonna let this cook. So there you go. I'm going to turn my soup back to a boil. And it smells really good, y'all. This cornbread smells so good. I'm going to get a plate and put a napkin, a paper towel, whatever you might have on here to absorb any of the, you know, any of the excess grease. So you just want to make sure it's done. Yeah. I want mine a little darker like that instead of on the other side. Yeah, where it's all crunchy. Okay, so I will be back when everything is finished. Alright guys, it's done and I'm starving. So I'm just gonna get some out. When I put that tomato paste, when I bought that tomato paste, I was thinking tomato sauce. When I put the tomato sauce in here, I was thinking it was tomato paste when I bought it at the store. So I could have put the tomato paste in there, that small of a can, the 8 ounce, and then added as much water as I wanted to. So that's really what happened. So anyway, I'm just gonna put some in my bowl. I like a lot of juice in there. I guess this is kind of like vegetable soup with, you know, hamburger meat in it. So, and I'm gonna get my cornbread. It's so good. Alright guys, so here's my soup. It looks good. It's very hot, but it looks good. And then my cornbread turned out really good. It's crunchy. Good. So good. Yep. Smells good too. I'm so hungry. That's good. It's hot. That's good. That's good. Just a quick and easy meal on this cold winter nights. So, alright guys, I'm gonna let y'all go and go eat my soup and my cornbread. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Stay warm. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video.